Yo, 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 we are here. We are here live in the flesh. One peak, 11:49. Let's go. Let's go. 1:49, or I guess 11:49. What a beautiful day. Spoilers are here. Spoilers are here. How is it going, everybody? What is good, everyone? How we doing? Big Eric, Big Eli, what is good? How's it going, guys? Let me go ahead and post that I'm live. As you guys know, in order for me to have the stream horizontal, I do need to basically go live immediately. I can't schedule the stream, okay? Let me go ahead and post that I'm live, all right? How we doing, chat? How we doing? What time is it? How we feeling, chat? God bless everyone here. Make sure you guys do all that YouTube stuff. Like the stream. Say hello in the chat. Subscribe if you're new here. I highly doubt anyone new is in the channel or in the stream already. But guys, go ahead and do all that. God bless you guys. How's everyone doing? How we feeling, guys? How are we feeling this? I don't know what time it is for you guys, but how we feeling, guys? It is 9:30 p.m. for me. All right, it is 9:30 p.m. for me. Let me go ahead and post that I'm live, okay? Now live. Okay. How we doing? How we doing? Okay, what's good? Juan, what's good? Juan's trying to troll me immediately. I see how it is, Juan. I see how it is, bro. Guys, can you hear me? 9:30 a.m. for me. I'm doing good. How was your day? Yo, I'm doing great, man. Thank you for asking, bro. Can't ask for more. Can't ask for more. The Lord has been so loving to me, man. I really can't complain, bro. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to have food, water, shelter, entertainment, knowledge, wisdom, peace. I can't complain, bro. The Lord has been so good to me. I can't put into words how amazing the Lord has been to me, guys. I've been going ham, chat. We've been going ham in the studies, all right? We've been going crazy in the studies, okay? We've been going nutty. I've been taking some notes, some notes on my readings, There's a lot here, the front and back, right? Taking lots of notes on my studies to understand the faith, to understand the history, all right? See, I got some more notes here. These notes are on the Eucharist. So you can see front, back. Just going really hard on the studies, chat, because I love my Lord Christ Jesus and I love his church, the Catholic Church. Doing phenomenal though, chat. How we doing, guys? I haven't read the spoilers yet, okay? I actually have not read them, okay? So we're gonna go into the spoilers fresh, okay, guys? Again, just give me 1 second because I need to post that I'm live. So this is One Piece, 11:49. Okay. Okay, cool. It's my birthday. Send Robin pics to Evil Discord General with the tag at Pokemon Red. Yo, Eli, is it actually your birthday? Because I can't tell if if you're actually being serious or not, bro. Eli, I never know with you, man. I never know with this guy. Chat, is this guy serious or not? Eli, if so, God bless you, brother. Happy birthday. Look, I don't want to give you a whole happy birthday speech if it's not actually your birthday. So, just come clean, man. Just come clean. All right, guys. Spoilers are insane. What's good, Cordy? How we doing, bro? I can't wait to read. Can't wait to see what's in them. I did see a lot of hype coming from Read On and Worst Gen. But I haven't read them. I saw a hint about Scopper, a hint about Emu, so I'm not entirely sure, what might happen. I get that in the previous chapter, 1148, Scopper hopped in, he was throwing some hands with Summers, right? And he cut Summers' arm off. So if there's some Scopper hype, hey, maybe Scopper's going even harder, man. If they're hyping up Scopper in the spoilers or in the hints, he must be going crazy. He must be going nutty. What do you think, chat? What do you think? I'm sure most of you guys already read the spoilers, huh? A certain someone left his desk? Who is someone that doesn't really leave their desk? I highly doubt Emu left. I mean, like, in like a literal sense, Emu doesn't really like have a desk. So you could be saying that metaphorically. Like, oh, he's in the room of authority, or not the room of authority. He's in the flower garden. He's in the throne room. I guess that's his desk. I don't know. Hey, that has me excited. Can't wait for your reaction. There is a single line that will blow your mind. All right, I'm excited. I'm excited, guys. Are we ready? Bow, 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 bow. Chat, are we ready? I need to see some hype. I want you guys to break the chat. Spam ready, spam yes, spam JC, spam fire emoji, spam something if you guys are ready, okay? I want spam, okay? I want the chat to break. Don't just put one message in the chat. I need you guys to spamming, flooding the chat if you guys are ready. All right? In the meantime, we'll go ahead and do our prayer for those of you that are here. All right, chat? Gonna do our prayer for everyone that's here. God bless you all. I love you all greatly. Love you guys tremendously. Whether you guys are Christian, atheist, Hindu, Muslim, Jewish, whatever it is, I love you guys. All right? Love you guys tremendously. So let's get this started. All right, chat? In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. O blessed Trinity of life, O blessed Trinity of love, O blessed Trinity of truth, how I adore you above all things. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, same substance, three persons. Oh, how I adore you above all things. Oh, how you reign supreme and the highest of echelons within my mind, body, soul, and heart. Oh, blessed Trinity, how I can never give you enough praise that you deserve. I thank you, and I bring almsgiving to you. I bring the sacrifice to you because of all the good you've done in my life and everyone's lives around the world. I thank you in specific, Holy Trinity, because you are the only true God, and all sources of good come from you. Oh, blessed Trinity, I have sinned in my thoughts, in my mind, in what I have said, in what I have done, and what I have failed to do. Through my faults, through my most grievous faults, I have sinned against you, O Lord. There is nothing more in this world that I detest more than the sins and more than the failings and shortcomings I have done and I have encountered throughout my life. I detest my sins, O blessed Trinity. Nothing would pain me more than the fires of hell than to be eternally separate from you, O blessed Trinity, not engaging and enjoying in the beatific vision. There's nothing more that would hurt and crush me more than that. So without any excuse of my own, I'm on my knees, begging for your mercy, begging for your forgiveness, and begging to be perfectly reconciled with you, oh my beautiful Lord and Savior Christ Jesus. I ask you to shine your perpetual light onto all of our minds and all of our hearts, to cast out all of the darkness secretly sown in by the enemy. I ask that you guide us and establish our path and make our path visible and known and clear, so that we may be able to rise, walk the path bearing our cross, just as you did, Christ Jesus, to Calvary. And finally, O blessed Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, who I glorify above all, I ask that you accept me and my shortcomings and my sins and the good that I've done to bring glory to you as I entrust my spirit up to you. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. Amen. L was good, bro. Judah was good, brother. H, welcome back, man. What's up, my bro? Didn't know you were a fellow Catholic, was watching last stream, plus what's your thoughts on leaks? Okay, we have not started the leaks yet. I'm excited to read them. And also, I have not been through RCIA yet, and I'm trying my best to be patient, because obviously I want to eat the bread of Christ. I want to partake in the Blessed Sacrament, the Eucharist. So as I prepare to enter RCIA, I mean, what can I do besides, learn more of the faith, read the early fathers, read the scriptures, uh, read books regarding the faith, obviously pray, trying to do what I can in the meantime, but 100% without a shadow of a doubt, I'd put my soul, I would bet my soul, and I'd bet everything to my name. I'd bet every last penny that the church Christ established on earth is the Catholic Church. There's zero doubt in my mind. Welcome in, brother. Jordan, what's good? What's good? All right, guys, we're starting the spoilers. Bow, 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 bow. Do you know Christian Wagner? He's great. Christian Wagner's great. He's awesome. Christian Wagner's awesome. Him, Voice of Reason. The people that I watch most on YouTube, him, Voice of Reason. Cameron Riker's pretty cool. Iron Inquisitor is pretty cool. Like the obvious ones, right? Michael Knowles, Trent Horn, like all the obvious ones, but I my favorites would probably be Sam Shamoon and Christian Wagner and Voice of Reason. That's probably like my three favorite. They're awesome. Voice of Reason is awesome. Fellow Mexican Catholic or Catholic Mexican Catholic. He's great. I think he's really charitable. Christian Wagner that man is extremely sharp. But yeah, let's start, guys. Let's start. 11:49 brief spoilers. Title: 1 second. Doom. All right, why is this chapter title called 1 second? Like, as much as I want to actually ask in dialogue, you guys that read the spoilers, you guys are just gonna jump out and say exactly why. So I ask rhetorically, right? I ask myself, because I'm pretty sure everyone here already read the spoilers. By the way, has anyone here not read the spoilers? What's the ratio? Is it 99% of the people here have read them? Or is it maybe 50-50? If you guys have read the spoilers, say yes. If you haven't, say no. I want to know, the demographic right now. Hold on. Give me 1 sec, guys. 1 sec. All right, chat. Listen, this is to the one and only Pokemon Red, Big Eli. Sing along, chat. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pokemon Red 21. Happy birthday to you. Let's go, chat. Let's drop some happy birthdays, some HBDs, some heart emojis. Drop some love for Pokemon Red, an awesome friend, a great guy, such a funny guy. He's a hilarious guy. More than just a supporter, being an actual friend, someone that I know. God bless you, Eli. Much love, man. Eli, bro, I started to VC a little bit more, so we gotta link up, bro. I VC'd over the weekend. We gotta link up, man. But Eli, I hope L, what's good, brother? I saw you, L. What's good, man? Eli, I wish you the best for your life, man. I hope your journey and your career through aquaponics, right? I can never remember the pronunciation. I hope that goes great. I hope you and your girl are doing awesome. Hope your family's doing great. Hope everything's going smooth. All the schooling and the education's gonna pay off, bro. You're setting yourself up for success. I've been telling you this, man. You're setting yourself up for success. You're going through, the tribulations, bro. You're going through the what's the word? You're going through for lack of a better phrase, you're going through the grind, but it'll pay off, man. Okay, it will pay off, bro. All right, let's see. All right, guys, it is time. Let's get through the spoilers. I guess we're gonna read the cover story. I mean, I don't really know what to say. I'm sure I'm not gonna have any response to it. So, oh, it's a color spread. Yo, it's not even a cover story page. It's literally a cover spread. Yo, I'm telling you, Odin knows that this cover story is mid, bro. Okay, the Straw Hats are in a maid cafe. Straw Hat girls wearing maid costumes, including Lilith and Bonnie. Okay, so first of all, really read on. Again, you give us a hint on Twitter, and the hint is regarding the cover story. Can you not do that? Like, is that possible? Like, it's just a thought, just like a passing thought. You know, like a recommendation. Can you just stop giving hints to the cover? It's not even the cover story. It's the color spread, the color spread page. Read on. Can you just not do that anymore? You've been doing that for a very long time. And look, I get it. I get it. You go out of your way giving us spoilers. I get it, and I respect that. Read on. Leakers, I'm grateful. Thank you. Seriously, I've said this a million times. Read on, we are grateful. We're thankful. Leakers, we are grateful and thankful. Thank you guys. But at the same time, you know, can you just like not give hints about the cover page? We've never liked that. They've been doing this for a very, very long time now. We don't like it. Right? It's just, don't do that. I don't think it would hurt you to not do it. If anything, that's less work for you. Just stop doing that. Secondly, you guys already know people are going to be pushing the Lilith for Straw Hat agenda. You guys know now. Everyone's going to hop out and, you know, they're going to be saying, oh, you know, Lilith was on the cover story. Why else did she come to Elbaf? You know, like the Lilith for Nakama agenda is going to be skyrocketing. I still hold my position, and don't get me wrong, I might change my position. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I change my position. Maybe tonight I think some more and I change my position. But currently standing, it seems to me that Lilith is coming to Egghead because one, Egghead was literally being destroyed and they were trying to kill Stella and the Vegapunks. And two, I think they're gonna make a new Egghead on Elbaf. That's what I'm thinking. I think they're gonna make a new Egghead, like Egghead 2.0 on Elbaf. You know, I think Lilith is gonna stay behind, repair and fix up Kuma. I think she's going to work in that that robot factory that we saw a few chapters ago. I'm not on the, no pun intended, but I'm not on the ship that Lilith is going to be joining the crew. I think that Bonnie is most definitely joining the crew. I have no doubt about that. But Lilith, probably not. Probably not. Chad, do you guys think Lilith is joining the crew? Can we just get some answers here? Yes, no, maybe so. Do you guys think Lilith is joining the crew? And I'm not referring to the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is on the Thousand Sunny. Is she joining the crew? I'm saying no. And I don't want you guys to say no just because I'm saying no. Say whatever you feel, but I don't think she's going to join the crew. Lucas, what's good, brother? God bless. Jordan said, if it's a color spread week, we are guaranteed to get a hint about it from Renan. Yeah, but like the thing is we don't know which hint is regarding the cover story or like the cover page until we get the short summary. It just feels like a waste, you know? Aquaponics is a sustainable farming practice that grows fish and plants in recirculating systems. What's good, Splashy? What's good, Karu? No, Lilith is getting her residency permit to stay in Elbaf. She's getting her green card, bro. All right, let's go into the first point of the spoilers, which, by the way, someone earlier, I'm sorry that I don't remember who. By the way, guys, I just hopped out the shower and my hair is like messy. Listen, as I've said before, this is not a runway show. Okay, we're here to talk about OP. We're not here to talk about how I look. All right, so deal with the chaotic hair. But someone earlier said that there's a sentence or there's a line in these spoilers that apparently is gonna blow my mind. Now, I'd probably assume it's like the last sentence, or maybe it isn't, you know? I can't remember what spoiler or what chapter it was exactly, But I remember there was like this really crazy thing in the chapter, really crazy thing in the spoilers, and it was actually towards the middle of the spoilers. But I don't know, maybe it's gonna be towards the end. We'll see. First point of the spoilers. The chapter continues from the last one. We get Scopper versus Summers. Gabon completely defeats Summers and cuts his body into pieces using hockey and his axes. Summers stays alive but can't regenerate. Yo. Bow, 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 bow. Summers. You got your pack smoked. Old man aura up? Stop sleeping on the old men? The old men of OP really run the show? Yo, this is crazy, man. Because think about it, guys. How long, as One Piece fans, did we wait to see if Oda would put Scopper Gabon in the story? We waited such a long time. All the theories, oh, he's going to be on Elbaf. Oh, he's going to be on Lodestar. Oh, he's going to be on Laugh-Tale. We finally see Scopper Gabon, L. He's on Elbaf. He looks cool. He has that aura. And just completely smokes on Summers' pack. Yes or no? Has Smoker Gabang lived up to the hype? I want an answer. Has Scopper Gabon lived up to the hype? What is the consensus? I think it's yes. He's awesome, bro. Scopper Gabon is actually awesome. He's great. It's not a letdown. And you know, we were making jokes. We were poking fun at him for like the whole kind of like Sanji reflection type of thing. That's all fun and games. What's good, Michelangelo? But he's great, man. He's great. He's not letting us down. And it's interesting to see Oda go down this route, you know? Because, here, let's talk about this, guys. It's interesting to see Oda go down this route, because think about it, right? Oh, by the way, guys, as everyone knows, I love everyone here equally. You guys are all beautiful and amazing. If you guys ever buy a membership or super chat or any kind of donation, guys, it is completely optional. No one here has to do that. But if you guys feel so compelled to do it, please, guys, use the Stream Elements link, okay? It should be in the description of the stream. I'm actually going to put it in the chat right now and pin it. So if you guys feel super compelled to donate, please, chat, use Stream Elements instead of YouTube. Like if you do a YouTube super chat, YouTube's going to take a gigantic portion from the donation. And I don't want you guys wasting your money. But if you guys use the Stream Elements link, I'll get the full 99%. All right? But of course, chat, of course, no one here has to do that. All right? Now, I wanted to point out really quick. Oh, shoot, I was on the wrong channel. So there's something I want to point out regarding... see, I keep saying Smoky Gabong, that when I go to say Scopper Gabon, I can't say it. So one thing I want to point out, guys, is we have had a lot of waiting and a lot of build-up to Scopper Gabon, right? Because we saw Buggy, former Roger Pirate. We saw Shanks, former Roger Pirate. We saw Rayleigh, former Roger Pirate. And we got to a point where it's like, hey, Oda, when are you going to put in... see, I was going to say it again. When are you going to put into the story Scopper Gabon? Wait, is the stream freezing? Guys, are we freezing? We get to a point where it's like, yo, Oda, when are you gonna add Scopper Gabon to the story, right? So, on one hand, it's like Oda doesn't want to introduce Scopper Gabon and then have him get smoked, right? Oda doesn't want to do all this build up and all this waiting to have Scopper Gabon in the story just to look like a clown, right? So Oda would most likely want to have Scopper Gabon look good, right? So hold that in mind. And on one hand, he would want Scopper Gabon to look good and maybe take some W's, okay? But then on the other hand, it's like Oda created the Holy Knights and has been pushing them since Egghead, right? Fairly new into the story. And we see them finally manifest truly in the Elbaf arc to the point where they show up on the same island as Luffy, right? So is Oda gonna create like this new facet of antagonists just to have them immediately lose? So on the other hand, it's like Oda, you're gonna create new villains, introduce them into the plot, introduce them into the actual island that the Straw Hats are on, and then are you gonna have them win or are you gonna have them lose? So do you see kind of like this I don't know what to call it, but like this possible dilemma? On one hand, you want Scopper to look good after all the hype, but then on the other hand, do you want to introduce Holy Knights just to have them immediately lose? So this is something we've been talking about for quite some time now, and this is something that we should be considering. Hold on, chat. Okay, I actually can't take this anymore. Okay. All right. This is a hair stream. Okay. So, anyways, guys, what do you think about that whole rant? What do you think about that whole tangent? Do you guys see where I'm coming from? It's like, which one do you have win? Which one do you have lose? What's good, AK? God bless, bro. Welcome in, man. How you doing, AK? You know, so I think it might be the case that Oda is willing to have Scopper Gabon be the character that walks away victorious. So despite the Holy Knights being new to the story, despite the Holy Knights finally being placed into the spotlight, you know, because they're going to be going head to head with the Straw Hats. I mean, they are going head to head with the Straw Hats right now. It's like Oda has to hold up and safe keep this long built up hype and foreshadowing behind Scopper. So that is something to think about. But you know, to make matters worse, to make it even more complicated, it's like Scopper, we could understand why Oda would want to portray him in a good light to have him win the fight. And I guess we could talk about how like this would intertwine with like the direction of this arc, but that will further complicate things. We'll save that for another time. But one thing to understand is if Oda is willing to keep up the Scopper hype and make him look good and have the payoff, or I guess the build up pay off, that doesn't necessarily mean that all the other Holy Knights are going to be walking away defeated. You guys see what I'm saying? Like, we could understand why Summers would lose his fight and why Summers would leave defeated. It's for the device that is Scopper Gabon. But what does that say about the other Holy Knights? Can we make a similar argument for them? Can we make that same argument for them? Probably not, because Scopper Gabon, I mean, this is pure speculation, but do we really think Scopper Gabon is going to turn around and fight the other Holy Knights? He just fights all of them, just 1v5, 1v4, 1v3, however many? I don't know about that. Scopper Gabon drinking with Crocus on cover 631 is a great foreshadow for Scopper, since that cover page was during the Dressrosa arc with Luffy disguised how Scopper looks now. Yeah, I'm still uncertain that I'm still uncertain if the 631 cover is Scopper or not. And you could say, oh well, evil. It's like, oh well, Eddie, Scopper Gabon's in the story. You know, he's on Elbaf, but like, is that a proper reason to argue that Scopper is the cover as the man on the cover of 631? I don't know if that's a good argument. Okay, okay. We got Pakes with the 16 months. Bow, 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 bow. Thank you so much, Pakes. God bless you, man. Look at that, 16 months. That is a year and a quarter, right? No, it's not. Whatever. Thank you, Pakes. God bless you. Thank you so much. Wakes in the chat. Guys, let's get some dubs in the chat. Let's get some wakes in the chat. Bow, 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 bow. Evil, please pray for me because I'm balding. Shanks fan, you're always trolling. I don't even know if you're serious or not when you say that, bro. See, this is why you gotta temper your trolling. Cause then when it comes time to be serious, no one knows if you're serious or not. You're like the boy who cried wolf. You're Usopp, right? The pirates are here, the pirates are here. And then when the pirates are here, come here, when the pirates arrive, do we believe you? What's good, LeBron James? LeBron James. Seems like the Holy Knights will get more aware. They fight recklessly because they always regen and no one can hurt them. Note that Scopper has wrecked Summers. The others would be more careful. Would you guys say that they fought recklessly? I don't know if I would say they fought recklessly. I don't know if I would say that they fought recklessly, guys. Would you say the Holy Knights have fought recklessly? I didn't really get that impression. It just seems like a fight. Alright, next point in the spoilers, guys. Next point. Gunko goes to Colin, and she says that she will kill him if Scopper doesn't surrender. He does. She stabs him and throws him from the tree. She stabbed a kid. Wow. Colin is a child, right? Colin is a kid? So she tells Colin, hey, you need to surrender. Oh, if Scopper doesn't surrender. What are you doing? Hold on, guys. We got quite the distraction. She stabs the grandpa. I thought it said she stabs the Colin. Gunko goes to Colin and says she will kill him. So Colin, if Scopper doesn't surrender. He does. So when the spoilers say he does, is that Scopper surrendering? Gunko goes to Colin and says she will kill him if Scopper doesn't surrender. He does. She stabs him and throws him from the tree. So she stabs Scopper or she stabs Colin? Scopper falling, do you think Sanji will catch him? I don't even know where Sanji's at on the island. Guys, how are we interpreting this? She scooped Stabber. She scooped Stabber? Do you mean she stopped Scabber? What? She scooped Stabber. I think you meant she stabbed Scopper. Is that what you meant to say? She scooped Stabber. Bro. He had his toes on us, chat. No, I didn't. Chat, fake news. Scopper surrenders for a second time. Oh, yeah, that's true. Jordan, good catch. Why would Colin surrender? Surrender from what? Isn't he leading the charge? Isn't he leading kids or something right now? Bro, I don't remember. I gotta go read the past few chapters. She stabs Scopper and Scopper falls down. Okay, so who's at the bottom? Who's at the bottom where Scopper would fall? Do we have any idea? Scopper's on the Sun Realm, right? And now Scopper's falling off the Sun Realm. Who's at the bottom? Is anyone even down there? I doubt Scopper will just fall, so I think Ripley or Sanji will catch him since one of them must see his final moments if this is it. New spoiler says Gabon used Future Sight and saw Gunko stabbing Colin, which is why he surrendered. Wait, so Gabon used Future Sight, seeing Gunko stabbing Colin, so Scopper runs up and he gets stabbed. So we got a ace situation, right? Ace situation. Threatened Scopper to surrender, or she'd stab Colin. She stabbed Colin anyways and threw him off. Okay, so we got conflicting interpretations here. Some people are saying Scopper was stabbed. Some people are saying Colin was stabbed. Some people are saying Scopper was thrown out, and some people are saying Colin was thrown off. Well, what is the interpretation here? These translations to the spoilers are not that sharp. Gunko goes to Colin. Okay, so Gunko and Colin are together. And Gunko says she will kill him if Scopper doesn't surrender. So it seems to me that Gunko is threatening Colin. She goes to Colin and says, hey, I'm going to kill you if that guy over there, Scopper, doesn't surrender. But the interesting thing is, it says he does. So Scopper does surrender. He does. She stabs him and throws him off a tree. I think she stabbed Colin. I think that's how I'm interpreting it. Because how I'm understanding this is she's saying, hey, Colin, I have you by the throat. I'm going to stab and kill you if Scopper doesn't surrender. So then Scopper surrenders and she stabs Colin anyways. That's how I'm interpreting it, guys. Does that make sense? She goes to Colin and threatens to stab and kill Colin if Scopper doesn't surrender. So Scopper surrenders and she stabs and kills Colin anyways. She basically lied. Do you guys agree with that interpretation? Leon, what's good, bro? God bless Leon. How we doing? Scopper gives up after using his Future Sight, seeing Colin would get stabbed by Gunko, and Gunko stabs Scopper with her arrows. Is that what the new spoiler says? We get a flashback of Brooke's past. Hold on, I gotta read the rest of that sentence, but that is so random. We get a flashback of Brooke's past and learn that he knew Gunko a long time ago. What? What? We get a flashback of Brooke's past and learn that he knew Gunko a long time ago before he became a pirate. That is so random. I don't know why. That just seems so weird. I don't know. That's strange. I don't know about that one. I obviously have to read more of the spoilers, but that is so weird. Guys, you know that when you hear something and you just get this immediate, like, powerful, like, intuition? Like, that is so strange. Is that like my Oda senses tingling? Is this like something the editors made Oda do? I don't know why that strikes me as so weird. It's so random in the middle of this chapter. Gunko regains control of her mind and tries to free Brooke. Makes sense somehow. She's a Brooke music fan. She would have known him as the musician of the Rumbar Pirates. Yeah, but were the Rumbar Pirates really that clouded up? How much clout did the Rumbar Pirates have, dude? Brooke's past has more stuff. Yeah, that's actually kind of like an interesting option. I don't know. That's just weird, bro. That just really struck me as something strange. I don't know what it is. Am I the only one? We're like reading like throughout Elbaf and like the Holy Knights, and we're seeing them fight. Scopper's killing Summers, and Colin's about to die, and then oh boom, Brook flashback. He knows Gunko. I don't know why. Like that just seems so weird. Gunko regains control of her mind and tries to free Brook. Okay. Emu takes control of Gunko's body and is furious because the Holy Knights took too long, and the Holy Knight is currently, or the Holy Land is currently burning and under attack. What? The chapter ends with Emu saying, Mu will show how a god rules over the world. Pew comment, is Emu Musala? What? What that, bro? What am I reading? Emu takes control of Gunko's body. Dude, there's so much that we could talk about, guys. There's so much that we could talk about if we really wanted to break it down. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna go through this. Chat, make sure if you're enjoying the stream, drop a like on the stream. If you're new here, subscribe. Emu takes control. Okay, let's break this down part by part, guys. There's a lot to dissect here, okay? There is a lot to dissect here, okay? Let's break this off piece by piece. Okay, so the first piece, Emu takes control of Gunko's body and is furious because the Holy Knights took too long. Okay, let's break it into that piece, okay? Emu takes control of Gunko's body and is furious because the Holy Knights took too long. I think this is a soft foreshadowing. This is a soft clue to how years ago we said that Big Mom's soul contract Devil Fruit and motif plus Brooks post time skip island, Kamakura Island is foreshadowing people selling their soul to the devil. Emu. I've said this a million times for years now. I've said this in videos. I've said this 1,000 times on stream. Brooks time skip island, Kamakura Island. What do we see on this time skip island? Remember, Kuma poofed Brook. So Brook went flying, just like all the Straw Hats. So Brook's flying, boom, he lands in an island, Kamakura Island, right? When he lands, we see in his time skip that the residents of that island were shocked. They were like, whoa. And what did they say? They said, oh, did our black magic start working? Oh, Lord Satan, can we sell our souls to you? Can we do blood contracts with you? We'll give up our souls for you. We really spawned in the devil. Go reread it. I've mentioned this so many times, and you guys that are loyal to the channel, you guys that are longtime viewers, you guys know I've referenced this a million times. So why am I mentioning this? Because it's critical that in that time skip of Brook on Kamakura Island, they explicitly talk about how they have like this culture of trying to do black magic and sell their soul. Right? They want to do a soul contract. They want to sell their soul to, and I quote, Lord Satan, Lord of the Demons, Demon Lord. They literally say that. Go read the manga. Go read the translations. It's literally in the story, right? That where Brook landed in the island, you could see he was in the center of like this pentagram looking shape. That matters because that shape that Brook landed in the center of is the exact same shape we see in the Room of Authority. You guys know when the Gorsei are sitting down in the chairs and they're talking in the Room of Authority, there's like these golden symbols all over the wall. That symbol that's plastered all over the wall inside of the Room of Authority is the same symbol that Brook landed inside of. Then we have the idea of Big Mom, again, soul contracts, taking people's souls, the whole contract kind of deal. I believe that these two figures in the story is it's typological of Emu in the world government. Just like how we say that NL's drive to wanting to be God is typological to Emu. Just like how we say that R. Long and Hody Jones's racism is typological to Emu's racism. Just like how we say Doflamingo's classism is typological to Emu's classism. All these examples. So, tying this back to the spoilers, I think the reason why Emu is able to take control of Gunko's body is because Gunko did a soul contract, a blood contract with Emu. Foreshadowed by Brooks covers or Brooks time skip and Big Mom as a character. It's a very short path. It's very simple. So, what was I going to add to that? When we think about how Oda told us that characters who have the mark can use the Abyss pentagram, again tied to the devil, Satan, I think when these characters, I think it's most likely, it's most probable, because we can only talk in probabilities, it's most probable that these characters, granted the mark, that is how not only they use the Abyss pentagrams, but Emu takes control of them. Just like how in the book of Revelation in the Bible, we see how towards the end of time, the devil, or I guess the Antichrist, is going to have people take the mark of the beast. And if you wanted to buy or sell, you would need the mark of the beast. And by getting the mark of the beast, you are selling yourself over to the devil. So this is how Oda's intertwining the whole Satan, Lucifer, Antichrist concept into One Piece. And it's not surprising when there's a million Christian references and influences within One Piece. Beyond that, Hinduism in One Piece, Buddhism in One Piece. But does that cover it? Do you guys have any questions? From this, Emu shares power with the Holy Knights theory is true. Well, it depends what you mean by that, because you're saying Emu shares power with the Holy Knights. I think it's more so Emu gives power to the Holy Knights. So when you say like Emu shares power, I don't know. It depends. Be more specific. What's good, Javi? In case, I wonder if Gunko is actually Victoria, the childhood friend of Kid and Killer, who was killed when they were children, giving Kid his relevancy in the story. Is that how Kid's gonna be relevant? Because of Victoria? Can Emu possess any God Knight or Gunko is special? My theory is that Emu controls people based off of the mark. Very similar from Christian theology, the mark of the beast. I think it's that. I think it's that. Oda, first of all, went out of his way to introduce this whole concept of the mark. Oh yeah, if you have the mark, you can go in the pentagrams. You can use the pentagrams. You can teleport. Okay, Oda, is that all it can? Is that all it does? The fact that these people wouldn't be able to teleport around the world unless they have the mark shows you how teleportation is from a third-party source. What's that source, guys? Characters in One Piece can't teleport unless they have the mark. Right? So clearly the mark is something third party, right? It's tied to something third party. What's the source? Is it black magic? Because we see how on Egghead Island, before they named the mark, Marines literally pointed at the circle when Saturn appeared and said, "A magic circle?" That's ironic because the official translations of Brooks' time skip, when they were trying to summon in, I quote, Satan, what do you think they called the thing that Brooke landed in? A magic circle. So I think, or it seems most plausible to me, Emu's the mastermind behind this dark magic in One Piece. He's the mastermind. He's the one that knows how to employ it. He's the one that can grant these black magic powers to people, putting marks on people, marking people. And then when you look at Brooks' time skip, Kamakura Island, they only have like a fragment. They only have like the remnants of that kind of culture. Does this mean Blackbeard has a personal connection to Emu? How would you come to that conclusion? You think Emu face revealed this arc? I have no idea, bro. It's possible. I don't think it would be weird. Alright, guys, we have extra spoilers. Gabon actually sees with future sight that Gunko will stab Colin, forcing him to change his course of action. Okay, so you guys said that earlier, so I do see the updated spoiler about that. Thank you, guys. And then there's another spoiler right here. You guys can go to OP Fanatic 2025 on Twitter for fresh new spoilers. They also post additional spoilers. Brook and Gunko have known each other since before Brook was a pirate. So before he was a pirate, before the Rumbar Pirates, which confirms that Gunko has been alive for at least 60 years, but before she could free Brook, Emu seized her possessions. Okay, so this kind of buries the idea that Gunko is Kuina. That theory about Gunko being Kuina is in a ditch right now. It is completely buried. You would have to cope way too hard to make any sense of that. Gunko has been alive for 60 years, 60 years, but before she could free Brook, Emu seized her possessions. So, yeah, she's definitely not Kuina. What's good, Jacob? Gunko fighting back with her soul. Yeah, but if she sold her soul and did a blood... What's good, Javi? It's good, brother. If Gunko sold her soul, did a devil contract, a deal with the devil, it's over for her, bro. You see, like, that would also explain why the Holy Knights and the Gorsei bend the knee to such an extreme level. Even if they wanted to rebel, there would be a hard line in the sand because they sold their soul away. Dragon has finally made his move. Is that a confirmed spoiler? Because I do want to talk about Marie-Joie burning, but is that a true spoiler, or are you guys just making that up? So to continue on with the spoiler, though, Emu is furious because the Holy Knights took too long, and the Holy Land is currently burning and under attack. What an insane revelation. Marie-Joie is currently burning and under attack. The chapter ends with Emu saying, Mu will show how a god rules over the world. Wow, what is about to happen? Are we going to see Emu in action? Is that what we're about to see, guys? 1150, chapter 11. That actually, hey! Chapter 1150, Emu reveal. Chapter 1150, Emu reveal. That's such a beautiful number, 1150. When did we first see Emu's face? 1150. Chat, let's push the agenda. Let's be the community that pushes the agenda. Put it on all social media networks. Spam it on Twitter, spam it on Discord, spam it on Instagram, spam it on Reddit, spam it on WorstGen, spam it on TikTok. We're going to be the creators of the agenda. Emu reveal 1150. Let's do it. Hey, if we're wrong, we'll take the L. But if we're right, hey, that's a huge W. Emu reveal 1150. Let's get it. Literally, Marijwa is under attack. It is literally under attack, and we have Emu saying that he's gonna will show how a god rules over the world. Emu reveal 1150. We're doing it, guys. Emu reveal 1150. Marijwa is under attack and it's burning. The chapter ends with Emu saying, Mu will show how a god rules over the world. Emu reveal 1150. Yo, if we're wrong, hey, it was worth the chance. Wow. Wow, this chapter. Okay, so then we got a comment from Pew Piece. He says, is Emu Mu Sala? Once again, we have the leakers pushing their own agendas into the spoilers. But I don't even know what that is. Chat, what is Mu Sala? Does anyone have any clue what that is? Mu Sala? Well, I don't even know what the hell that means. Let's talk to ChatGPT. What's good, ChatGPT? Oh shoot. What's good, ChatGPT? What's good, ChatGPT? Hello? Hello? Bro, I can't stand this garbage app. Hello?
Hi there, how's it going?
Okay, listen. Do you know Emu from One Piece?
Yes, I do. Emu is a mysterious character introduced in the later parts of One Piece. They're shrouded in secrecy.
Okay, cool, blah, blah, blah. So, I saw someone saying, or I guess asking, is Emu Mu Salah? And they spelled it M-U space S-A-L-A-H. What is that person referring to?
It sounds like they might be referring to a character or concept related to One Piece. But Mu Sala doesn't directly connect to anything official in the series as far as I'm aware. It could be a fan theory, a nickname, or possibly a misinterpretation of something from the series. Do you have any more context?
No. I'm saying that Mu Salah is probably not from One Piece. So what could it be from?
Got it. Mu Salah might be a reference from something else. The term Mu Salah is similar to the name of Mohamed Salah, the famous Egyptian football player. If that's the case, it could be related to...
I don't think he's a soccer player. It's a soccer player. What? I don't even get the joke. Giving you the silent treatment. We got the knowledge right here, my boy. No need for the robots. What's the knowledge? Mo Salah is a football player. I don't get the joke. Really? He went out of his way to put that in the spoilers? A soccer player? I don't get the joke. Is it because Emu referred to himself as Mu, and that guy refers to himself as Mu? What a lame joke. But we know that Emu already in the past. Didn't Emu refer to himself as Mu when he had that conversation with Cobra? Maybe it's another name for a type of sun god. Is there a sun god named Musala? So guys, are we certain that it's actually Dragon attacking Marijwa? Or is that just your guys' headcanon? It's a funny joke if you are into football. Oh, well, I'm not. Was a good day Kutch or D Kutch. Gunko stabbed Gabon and threw him out only using colon. Basically, Gabon got nerfed. I don't think it's him getting nerfed. I think Gabon had to sacrifice himself for colon. Who else? It could be the Blackbeard Pirates. Dragon and a few good men. I think it's Blackbeard finally making his move. Guys, do you think it's Blackbeard that attacked Marijwa, or is it Dragon, or is it someone else? Dragon? Nah, no way Dragon did something. I think like it's gonna be like the Blackbeard pirates attacking Marijua, and then Oda pans the camera to Dragon being told about it, and then he's just dot dot dot. That's probably like my leading theory. It's gonna be Dragon and Co. Dragon and a few good, or it's gonna be Blackbeard and Co. Blackbeard and a few good men. Then Oda pans the camera to Dragon, and Dragon's being told about how the Blackbeard pirates are attacking Marijua, and Dragon's like sitting there with like his legs crossed, dot dot dot. Then it like pans back to Elbaf. Dragon headcanon, but will turn out to be canon. Blackbeard time. It could be Blackbeard doing a false flag on Dragon. A false flag on Dragon. What do you mean by a false flag on Dragon? I know what a false flag is, but I don't know you. I don't understand what you mean by a false flag on Dragon. You're trying to say like he's attacking Marijua, and he wants it to seem like Dragon did it. He's trying to have Dragon blamed. Is that what you mean? Devon using Saturn's appearance. Yeah, I've been thinking about how not only Oda, but the Blackbeard Pirates would be able to make use of Saturn's appearance. The only thing that seems to make most sense in terms of like having them get away with it is if Katarina Devon mascots herself as Saturn, and the person that's being fooled doesn't know Saturn is dead. Otherwise, it would probably be a situation where like they realized or they question it, and they're like, "Hey, aren't you supposed to be dead?" But I mean, who knows Saturn is dead? It's just that Gorosei and Emu, right? Those are the only people that know Saturn is dead. So another idea, I don't remember who spearheaded this originally, but someone also said that if Katarina Devon could transform into Saturn, that might allow her to abuse the mark, thus letting her abuse teleportation through the abyss pentagrams. I think that's also another interesting option. Lily is possessed by Mu, and we'll get the Void Century flashback once we get the face reveal. See, the thing is like, if Emu still has Lily to some degree, well, one, how is Lily still alive? Because it seems to me that the Ope Oponami is hard to come by, and it's probably the case that Emu is the only person that's been able to use it. And if Emu had the operation done on him by like another person, obviously, because they would have to sacrifice their life, that would mean that Emu's body is perpetually young. So therefore, why bother having his soul, or why bother even switching bodies unless for some reason he really wanted to be in her body? But let's assume that, right? If he was in her body, why the fascination of Vivi? Even if he didn't have Lily's body and like kept her alive somehow, why the fascination of Vivi? I would be more inclined to believe that he needed or wanted Lily, but since he was unable to have her and utilize her, he wants to use Vivi. But then we go back to the root of the conversation where it's like, why? Saturn may have the mark of the abyss. He definitely does. I feel like that's kind of like I mean, don't get me wrong, we're making an assumption when we say it, but I think like that's a fair assumption, right? You need the mark in order to use the abyss pentagrams, and he uses the abyss pentagrams, so he probably has the mark, right? Yo, H, have a nice morning, day, or night, wherever you are, brother. God bless. Did we ever talk about Emu having some kind of Lazarus pit? No, I don't think we have. I'm not sure what Lazarus pit is. Blackbeard versus Shamrock versus Shanks. That's actually insane. A 3-way fight. Three-way fight. Cause Charlos must go. Yo, long live St. Charles, man. Zedeko, what's good, brother? God bless. We made it through the spoilers. Seems like we're getting a Shamrock fight. You know, that's actually interesting because Shamrock was withdrawn, and I know for a fact a lot of fans were saying that possibly Marijwa was under attack. They need him to work at Marijwa because it's being destroyed. I have no idea who it was that said that because that was a while ago, but that person was right then. Because obviously back then, when Shamrock was withdrawn from Elbath, we didn't know exactly where he was going to go and what he was going to do. But I do remember that someone in my chat was saying, "Oh, maybe Marijwa's under attack. They need him to help." And I think I think I actually responded to him on the stream, and I was saying like, I don't know about that. We really don't know what he's doing. I mean, it's possible, but I don't really know. Maybe it's unlikely. So whoever that was, I guess they were right. Hey, it was a shot in the dark, but they were right. You think they would introduce mind control with Emu? I mean, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Because we see a lot of instances in One Piece where people's bodies are controlled and stuff like that. I mean, just look at the extent of, I mean, for lack of a better term, control. I don't really know how to word this or how to phrase this. If you look at the Thriller Bark arc with Oars and the Shadows and Nightmare Luffy and all that kind of stuff, look at all of the I don't know how to word this. Look at all of like the controlling kind of creativity Oda used throughout that arc. I don't see why Oda wouldn't have a situation where the Holy Knights and the Gorosei not only could have their body controlled by Emu, but also have their mind controlled. And I actually want to revisit the spoilers really quick because Gunko says Gunko regains control of her mind and frees Brook. So when Gunko regains control of her mind, that's because Brook had control of her mind, right? Guys, don't laugh at me and don't roast me. My memory is hazy of the past 5 chapters, man. We keep getting breaks. Did Brook take control of her mind, or was it actually Emu using her mind? Because I would have to lean towards the former. Because notice how the spoiler says Gonko regains control of her mind and tries to free Brook. So that's telling you up until now she wasn't in control of her mind, right? Then it goes on to say Emu takes control of Gunko's body and is furious because the Holy Knights took too long. So maybe it's that Emu didn't have control of Gunko's body and mind, either one. And now that they're taking too long, now Emu's like, all right, I'm going to take control of her body. Yo, Captain West, welcome back, bro. God bless, man. How you doing, bro? Lily can control the Uranus, and so can Vivi too. Yeah, I do like that take, Tino. I do like that take. Just as Shirahoshi can control the Sea Kings, and probably someone would utilize Pluton, then maybe Vivi and or Lily control Uranus. You know what? It's probably it's probably I don't know actually. I don't know. Because what's confusing me is that Emu is fascinated by Vivi. If he had Lily in his hands, why would he need Vivi? That's point one. And point two is Emu is not using Vivi right now. We know Vivi escaped. But simultaneously, Emu's controlling Uranus. You guys see the problem there with that line of thinking? If we say, oh, Lily and Vivi, they control Uranus. Well, one, Emu is obsessed with Vivi, almost kind of implying that he doesn't have Lily. And two, Vivi is on the run. So how do you square that with the fact that Uranus most likely is what's being used taking down Lelucia? How do you square any of that? But shout out to L with the $2 super chat. Bow, 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 bow. L, God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. Damon, I see you in the chat. Welcome in, brother. Good morning. God bless you. L, thank you, young king. He asks, do you think Shamrock got a power up as now he's the commander of the God's Knights? That's a great question. Guys, yes or no? Do you guys think that Shamrock got a power up now that he's the commander of the Holy Knights? That is a wonderful question. Um, hmm. Uh, I don't know, man. I mean, on one hand, the Holy Knights are like, all right, we need a supreme commander of the Holy Knights. Who's the strongest, most capable guy? Okay, grab him. He's the supreme commander. He's running the show. We don't need to boost him anymore. So on one hand, it's like, okay, they don't need to give him a power up. But then, like, kind of like on the other hand, it's like if you wanted someone to run the show and be the supreme commander of the Holy Knights, wouldn't you want to give them a gift? Wouldn't you want to bolster them up and make sure that they're capable of running the Holy Knights by giving them a devil fruit or a power up or something? So, like, I can understand that point of view. But one thing I do want to introduce is the fact that Gunko is not a supreme commander, and yet she has the mark. Right? I think when I keep bringing up the mark because this is going to be something that is integral to how the Holy Knights are so strong and have all of these abilities from Emu. So if Gunko isn't even a supreme commander and she's granted the mark, allowing her to teleport and now most likely have Emu take control of her body. So she most likely did some kind of like blood contract, soul contract with Emu. It makes me think like, what's the step up for that to the Supreme Commander of the Holy Knights, Shamrock? And a lot of people would actually subscribe to the idea that the Holy Knights have some kind of deal with Emu because they have the mark. But the Gorsei have even more powers from Emu, right? People would subscribe to that thinking. So if you were willing to argue that you believe that, but then simultaneously Shamrock is bolstered up even more by Emu and the Mark, then you have 3 levels to it, where it's like level 1 is basic Holy Knights, they have the Mark and get some abilities from Emu. Level 2 is only for the Supreme Commander, they get more benefits. And then level 3 is the Gorsei get like even more benefits. Now, I don't really know. I'm not confident enough to subscribe to all of that. And I do see the reasoning and the logic behind it. But I mean, it's like I don't feel that we have enough compelling proofs or evidences or reasons to buy into all of that. Now, that's not to say that it's not the case. That's not to say that, oh, there's no way that Shamrock is, he has even more abilities from the Mark, and the Gorsei have even more than that. I'm not necessarily saying that that's not possible, but I'm just saying I need something more compelling in order for me to buy into that. Ultimately, I think it really comes down to the mark that the Holy Knights and the Gorsei presumably have. I think that is going to be integral to power scale in the Holy Knights, power scale in the Gorsei, talking about how they get their powers, yada, 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 yada. Does that answer your question, El? If you put a gun to my head, I would probably say for now, and my opinion will probably change, but if you put a gun to my head now, I would say that they choose the strongest, most capable member of the Holy Knights to lead the flock, but because he's the strongest and most capable, they don't have to give him even more power. That's what I would say if you had a gun to my head. Who attacked Marijwa, chat? 1 for Blackbeard Pirates or 2 for Revolutionaries? Yeah, guys, answer that question, guys. Who is attacking Marijwa and burning it to the ground right now, guys? I want everyone watching the stream to like the stream. And 2, comment down below. 1, if you think it's Blackbeard Pirates, and 2, if you think it's the Revolutionaries. And put 3 if you think it's someone else, if you think it's neither of them. Who do you guys think it is? Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's the Blackbeard Pirates. Or put a 2 in the chat if you think it's the Revs. Or put a 3 in the chat if you think it's neither of them. It's someone else. I probably wouldn't say 3. I'd probably say 1 or 2. I don't know, bro. To me, it makes more sense for it to be the Revs. But I'm so tired of putting my money on Revs and the Dragon. And Dragon. I'm so over it, bro. Dude, chat, you gotta understand, I'm scarred, man. I'm scarred. Every time I put my money on Dragon doing something, I've been bit in the butt. Can you blame me? I I think it's Dragon, but I don't want to say it because I'm so tired of being wrong betting on Dragon, man. It's got to be Dragon. Lafitte is just looking. We don't know what Lafitte's doing right now, though, right? Lafitte's such an interesting character. Two Dragon needs to get off his chair. Yeah, but that's the problem. Every time we bet that he's getting off his chair, he doesn't. Dragon is obvious because it is the year of the dragon, and he said once the Holy Knights move, the real war will start. Yeah, I keep seeing people quote that over and over, but I've been meaning to go look at the official translations because every time people refer to that, they word it differently. Probably Blackbeard Pirates, Katarina Devon. What's good, Stan? Probably Blackbeard Pirates, Katarina Devon scene is coming up soon in the anime as well. Might not be a coincidence. Oh, wow, the anime is almost at that scene. That's sick. Lafitte hypnotizing the whole government. Cross-skilled? Yo, that would be insane, man. Just Oda throwing a complete curveball. Cross-skilled attacking Marijois. I mean, that does seem a little weird because they just had like this whole rant about getting the One Piece. So it's like, okay, you went to attack Marijois? That seems really weird. Yeah, again, guys, I would say that I want to say Dragon, but I'm so tired of being wrong betting on Dragon that I have PTSD, bro. Why? Chapter 1100? Dragon's appearance in chapter 100 made a great reason to have him appear in 1100. 1,000 chapters exactly. How beautiful would it be for him to make a move? Not only that, that was during Egghead. The same exact arc where Shaka literally said, "Hey, Dragon, I'm gonna die." And Dragon sat there, hung up. We had every reason in the world to believe that Dragon would do something on Egghead, or at least send someone to Egghead. He did absolutely nothing. So that was like the final straw for me. I even said before, because we talked a lot about that on stream before I put the video out, that was going to be the last time I bet on Dragon. So what's good, Mo? Why Blackbeard? I don't know. Blackbeard always throws a curveball. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's out of the realm of possibility. I mean, you could make the argument that the world government refuses to grant him country status of Hachinosu or on Hachinosu. So his response is like, all right, we're going to war and we're going to fight until you give me country status. Kind of like a threat, right? Blackbeard and his crew, his fleet, they pull up to Marijois and they're like, all right, we're going to war. We will leave you alone. We'll back off. We'll make a truce. We'll have a peace treaty under the condition that you mark Hachinosu as a country marked on a map. And we could talk all day long about why Blackbeard wants Hachinosu to be a country, as we have many, many, many times on the stream. But that's one reason that he could go to war with the world government. Garp? But why would he burn down Marijois? Yeah, I don't know. I think Dragon is probably the most likely, but I'm so tired of betting on Dragon, bro. What's good, Sean? Germa66. It's Pearl from Don Creek Pirates. He can make fire. Could be Shanks trying the free Whitebeard's kid. Oh, trying to free Whitebeard's kid. You're talking about Weevil, but the thing is Weevil isn't at Marijois. He's at Impel Down. So it seems a little weird that like Shanks would go to Marijois and start burning it down to free Weevil. I don't know. That's hey, Vincent. You know I love you, but that does seem a little. It's a little strange of an idea, a little strange of a theory. Because you know, I don't want to bag on you, Vincent. You know I love you, but like I don't see like why Shanks would care so much about Weevil, and then like beyond that, I feel like he would go to Impel Down, not Marijois. You know, Dragon and Emu making the move in the same chapter would be internet breaking. 1150 is the peak. Yeah, man. The long summary and the chapter itself, those are gonna be crazy. The short summary's already pretty nice, right? Doflamingo returning. Doflamingo broke out of Impel Down and now he's going to war on Marijois. I don't think he even has the resources to pull that off, bro. He would have to solo it. It would have to be like what's his name? The blonde golden Shiki. It would have to be like Shiki showing up to Marineford. You know how Shiki showed up to Marineford and he was fighting Sengoku and Garp back in the day? It would literally have to be like that. Doflamingo breaks out of Impel Down and he's like, alright, I'm gonna solo Marijois. But you know what's interesting though is like the tail end of this chapter's spoilers, or at least a short summary, is the fact that Emu says Mu will show how a god rules over the world. So it clearly has to be a legitimate threat, right? I don't know. I don't know, Chad. I feel like it's the Revs, but I'm so tired of betting on Dragon, man. You know what? You know what's gonna happen, guys. You know what's gonna happen. We bet on Dragon so many times and we're wrong that when we finally say no, we're not betting on Dragon. It is Dragon. You know, that's what it's going to be. The biggest troll of all time. Every single time we put our money and our chips on something being Dragon or Dragon doing something or making his move, we're wrong. And when we're so fed up with it and there's a situation where it could be Dragon, we have PTSD, we say no, and then it's actually Dragon. So we're 0 for 100. Bro, we're hyping 1100 so much for Dragon, he really let us down. Yeah, we were. But it made sense though. No one can sit here and say like, oh well, was there any justification for hoping that Dragon was on Egghead? Yes, there literally was. Evil, I bought your meme coin. I hope it goes to the moon. Bro, I don't have a meme coin. Chat. When people are talking about my meme coins and altcoins and all that, guys, they're trolling. I don't do crypto, okay? They're just joking. Koala will avenge Fisher Tiger. Yo, Fisher Tiger is an awesome character. So is Koala. 1150 and 3,030 years is D Masterminding Genius. Bro, there's no way One Piece is hitting chapter 3,000. I don't think you realize how long that would take, bro. Because right now we're on chapter 1149, okay? We're on chapter 1149. But you think One Piece will hit chapter 3000. So let's take chapter 3000 minus 1149. That means we need another 1,851 chapters. But wait a second. Oda drops 34 chapters maximum a year. Let's assume the maximum, even though that's actually probably not going to happen. So we take that 1851 and we divide it by 34 chapters a year. How many years would it take for Oda to reach chapter 3000 on top of all the years he's already done? A whopping 54 years. Oda would have to run 54. Oda would literally have to write One Piece 54 more years in order to reach chapter 3000. So clearly that's not going to happen. Oda will literally be dead. I mean, he might be alive. He could hypothetically live that long, but I don't know, bro. In this day and age, we will all be dead before. Okay, I don't mean to laugh. It's not funny. I don't actually mean to laugh. But there's absolutely no chance. And I don't think the person that said chapter 3000, I don't think they were actually serious. But I'm just trying to like show you guys how we guesstimate One Piece, you know? Chapters length declining year by year. So yeah, if anything, it's going to take longer, you know? Do you agree that One Piece will end in 1300 or 1400? Well, we're on 1149. Let's just round up to 1150, right? I think, because, I mean, we've done this exercise on this channel so many times. You can only really guesstimate, right? You could only really guesstimate. I think that Elbaf probably has another 50 chapters remaining. And I think after Elbaf, we get an arc where the Straw Hats and the Blackbeard Pirates finally have a duel. That is the Blackbeard arc, and I think that chapter, or that arc, since it's been built up throughout the story, is probably 100 chapters. Probably not higher, probably around that ballpark. Okay, so now we're at 150. We know that when Luffy defeats Blackbeard, and we can kind of hypothesize this, Luffy winning would give him all 4 road poneglyphs. He would be on his way to Laugh Tale with the 4 road poneglyphs. Well, let's look at Wano. We know that Oden's flashback, all those things he said and did with Toki and the Roger Pirates, that whole flashback was around 20 chapters. 20 chapters. Now, if we think about Laugh Tale and learning what the One Piece is and why it matters and the history of the ancient kingdom and the D-Clan and Nika and Joy Boy and blah, 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 I don't think it's going to be less than 30 chapters. So put another 30 chapters on there, okay? Then we see how, like, there's probably going to be the big war, right? The final war of One Piece that Oda has referenced throughout magazines and SBS volumes. Well, what was the other big war we had in One Piece? Oh, I don't know, Marineford? How long was the build up to Marineford? It was pretty long, right? We had technically Amazon Lily, we had Impel Down. This whole pre-war thing for Final War of One Piece, I think would probably be around 50 chapters. So now we're at 230 chapters on top of where we're from. And then we're in Final War. Okay, how short is Final War going to be when it's probably like every faction in the story fighting and like half the characters have backstories, they're dying and all this lore? Probably Final War is 150 chapters long. Then if you want to say, okay, we finished Final War, we're going to wrap up One Piece, you know, the epilogue of One Piece, you know, tying up the loose ends and all that, maybe give or take 10 chapters. That means One Piece would have around 390 chapters remaining. But we know that Oda only does, at most, 34 chapters a year. Let's assume he does the 34 chapters a year. We take 390, we divide it by 34 chapters a year, and that leads, wow, 11.4 years remaining. So I don't know what Oda's gonna do. Is he gonna rush the story? Is he gonna rush? You built up. What's gonna be the case here, Oda? You built up Elbaf. You literally built up Elbaf for 1,000 chapters, right? We first hear about Elbaf on Little Garden, and Luffy and Usopp are so hyped for Elbaf. You finally give us Elbaf, and it's what, like 30 chapters, 20 chapters? Okay, well, you hyped up Luffy versus Blackbeard for so long, the biggest fight in manga, and what, that arc is 20 chapters? Really? You hyped up the biggest fight just for it to last 20 chapters? Which, by the way, we would probably get some Blackbeard lore in that fight. That would be 20 chapters. What about the final war? Hyping up Luffy fighting Emu and liberating the entire planet, and you have every faction fighting together, probably Zoro versus Mihawk, all these big fights, for what, 30 chapters? So, I don't know, chat. I really, really don't know. Let's pray that Oda is healthy and lives a long time. 150 chapters? That is so short, bro. 150 chapters for him to finish Elbaf, Blackbeard fight, Laugh Tale, pre-Final War, Final War, which, by the way, I didn't even count Lodestar, epilogue, in 150 chapters? Are you aware that Wano itself wasn't? How long was Wano, chat? Was it 100? You're telling me that within 150 chapters we get the rest of Elbaf, Luffy versus Blackbeard arc, Laugh Tale arc, pre-Final War arc, Final War arc, post-Final War epilogue of One Piece. Pretty much like what, 6 more arcs? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Evil, did you know someone made a song and named it after you? Did they actually? Yo, OK24, what's the song? When we reach the end of Elbaf, do you think Luffy will claim the island as his territory, giving him control of all 3 nations with the ancient weapons? Well, no, because I don't think that there's an ancient weapon on Elbaf. Or on Laugh Tale. I firmly believe that Fishman Island holds an ancient weapon named Poseidon. Wano holds an ancient weapon named Pluton. And I believe the world government has the final one, Uranus. 2 chapters per week is the solution. Dude, that's not happening. That is not happening. Hey, didn't we just get we had a break? Chapter break. Go look at the past 2 years of One Piece. That's not happening, bro. Romance Dawn first appeared when I was 14. I'm 41 now. Oh, man. Hey, Sean, I hope you live long enough to see the conclusion, brother. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to see the conclusion. Lord, please protect me and all of my beautiful friends and supporters in the chat. Please grant us a long life to see the end of One Piece. Chapter 1450 equals, or I guess the last chapter equals post-Yonko era. Chapter 1450, the last chapter equals post-Yonko era. What do you mean by post-Yonko era? You think like they're going to end it? I don't... What do you mean, Jordan? It's officially on my bucket list. No break next week? Yeah, no break next week, guys. No break next week. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Any more questions, guys? Anything else you guys want to talk about? I'm so excited for this chapter, man. I think this is going to be a great chapter. It's made by a guy called Kid War. Okay, listen, if you better not be trolling me, man. You better not be wasting my time. You said there's a song named after me by someone named Kid War. I have no idea who this is. Is this like an emo rapper? What's the song called? I think I found his YouTube. What's the song called? Oh, it's that? Really? Hold on, let me see. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. I already know where this is going. All right, let me not jump to conclusions. Let me not judge a book by its cover, but guys, let's check out the song Evil by Kid War. Oh, no. I have a feeling I know how this is going to go. And we got to add. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what he's saying. Is he speaking in Latin? Wait, is it in Spanish? I think this is Spanish. I don't know, bro's rapping in poneglyph. I mean, is he saying baby evil? I mean, a beat's hard. Bam, bow, bow, bow. Okay, I have no idea what he's saying. I mean, the beat's cool. I think that was in Spanish. I don't know. Maybe the man marked by flames is coming for revenge and he attacked Marie-Joie. I don't know if the... I think if someone was going to attack Marie-Joie and start burning it down, it'd probably be a really powerful force, right? And for the man marked by flames to be that strong, I don't know. That seems kind of crazy. I think it would have to be like some kind of like fleet, some kind of faction, you know? Don't you think so? Emu is furious because Gunko cheated on for Brooke. Wait, Gunko cheated on Emu for Brooke? See, you can't trust these harlots, chat. You can't trust these harlots. You can't. Beat carrying this hard. I think it's in Spanish. I have no idea what he was saying. What are your thoughts about Brooke's flashback? What do you think he's hiding? I don't know if he's hiding anything. I need more context. I know you guys don't like to hear that. I'm sorry, but I need more context. Let me reread the part of Brooke. Let me see him. We get a flashback of Brooke's past and learn that he knew Gunko a long time ago before he became a pirate. So I don't know if it'll have to be something crazy that he would have to hide. I mean, he could have... I would assume... This is a pure assumption, right? I'm purely assuming, but I would argue that when he knew her before he became a pirate, she probably wasn't even a holy knight yet. So the information's probably limited. Maybe they grew up together or something. You know what? They probably grew up together loving music. They were probably in a band together or something. They grew up in like a musical town. They loved music. It was like a common it was common ground that they shared. It was probably something like that. They probably grew up, loved music together, were in a band. They were in like they had like a clique. Their little neighborhood loved music. They played the guitar. They sung. Probably something like that. And then like they kind of went their separate ways. I don't know if he has to be hiding something. Harlots in 2025, bro. Hey, I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak too foul. Emu is furious because... Okay, I read that. What are your thoughts on Brooke's flashback? He's probably a big fan of you because name it evil. Nah, he probably has no idea who I am. Maybe they did fight when he was a knight. You think Gunko was a holy knight 60 years ago? I don't know, man. Unless what you're arguing is like after they grew up together. Because according to the spoilers, it's referring to 60 years ago, right? Wait, what? Where did I read the 60-year-old thing? I thought I just read something about... Oh, I think it's an additional spoiler. Yeah, the additional spoiler. Yeah, I was wondering where I read the whole 60-year-old thing. If you guys go to OP Fanatic 2025 on Twitter, all you guys should follow him. Fresh official spoilers every week. He posts that Brooke and Gunko have known each other since before Brooke was a pirate, which confirms that Gunko has been alive for 60 years. Yeah, so I don't think she was a holy knight that long ago. I mean, that's a pure guess on my behalf. That is pure speculation, a pure assumption. But I think it's a probable one. Gunko had the first pair of panties Brooke ever seen. Okay, what the hell is wrong with you guys? Brooke ex Holy Knight would go crazy, dude. Brooke ex Holy Knight. Yeah, that would actually be insane, bro. Hey, L, you might be onto something. That would be nutty. Now, I don't know if Oda would actually do that, but that would be nutty. Maybe she's the reason Brooke always asks about panties. Okay. Brooke is too weak for a Holy Knight? Yeah, probably. Also, he would have the mark. I'm assuming the Holy Knights have to take the mark. Kobe and Luffy versus Blackbeard. Okay, we've talked about that many times. I think the gap between Kobe and Blackbeard is far too big. It would be worse than Law and Luffy versus Doflamingo. At least the gap between Law and Doflamingo, we could probably estimate is smaller than Luffy, or smaller than Blackbeard and Kobe. Maybe Brook was from God Valley. Maybe. I mean, God Valley was only like, see, just to remind you guys, God Valley was only important as an island because of its resources, right? We see right off the bat in Kuma's flashback, when they're talking about God Valley, that the Holy Knights and the world government chose that island specifically, not because it's the land of the gods, but because of its resources, right? So they were pillaging and harvesting. So it's not that like God Valley was like inherently like mystical, or like, you know, they held something important. I mean, maybe they did and Oda hasn't revealed it, but there's no real evidence for that. It just comes off as a very basic island. And of course, we see that the devil fruits offered through the hunting competition during the God Valley incident was actually from the world government themselves. Can you speak Mexican? This guy. Book remembers Gunko, but May thought she's not alive in the past chapter. But May thought she's not alive. Are you saying Book remembers Gunko now, but thought she was dead last chapter? What do you mean by that? Ex-bodyguard for a kingdom associated with the Holy Knights. He used to be a general, no? Brook used to be a general? Gunko looks so young the way she's 60. Well, the thing is we can't even see her face, my guy. Doesn't she wear a mask? There's only so much that you could deduce. I mean, you can't really deduce her age that well. You could barely even deduce her gender. Why did Emu at the end of the chapter speak in third person? Is he autistic? Emu has done that before. I don't know if that's necessarily a attribute of autism. He did that during his conversation with Cobra, remember? Bro, if she's older than 60, she will look like a granny. Yeah, but again, we can't see her face. She wears a mask. Brooke used to be a leader of a battle convoy. Where did you get that? I might be creditless and not remember that. Whole Cake, Brooke, MVP, or at least 6-man, LOL. Whole Cake, Brooke, MVP, or at least 6. Yeah, I mean, he was... I mean, I've said it before. Brooke being MVP of Whole Cake Island arc. I mean, yeah, all right. He was the one that made... that had the rubbings of the poneglyph. That was extremely vital. Dragon finally made a move. He did keep his promise about the Holy Knights. Hey, I hope so. But I'm so tired of betting on Dragon just to be wrong that I have my reservations. I suspect the revolutionaries are heading to Elbaf. Blackbeard seems more likely to attack the Holy City. Yeah, I mean, we did talk about motives Blackbeard would have to attack Marijua. We already spoke on that. I still think the motives that the Revs have is stronger. It's just my main gripe is I'm so tired of betting on Dragon just to be wrong. I almost want to say it's not Dragon just out of spite. But I don't want to cut off my nose to spite his face. Marijua is on fire. That is the only correct answer. I mean, I guess. He was the only one to take on Big Mom one-on-one, unless I'm mistaken. I think you can constitute or consider Jinbei taking on Big Mom. Have you seen Saturn's anime coloring and design? He looks more demonic than I initially thought. It makes me believe harder that the Gorosei made a deal with the devil's representation, Emu. Yeah, we've talked about that many times, but I have not seen Saturn's anime coloring and design. I might have to watch the anime. It's in one of the flashbacks. It's on the wiki. I gotta check, bro. See, that seems like one of those details where like you just kind of forget over time, you know. Oda never really made use of it. D Kutch said, "I'm so ready for Blackbeard's back or Brooks' backstory. Hey, I'm here for it." It just seemed, I don't know, when I read that just seemed so weird, like out of the blue, you know. This is supposed to be like the Luffy Usopp arc, but we're spending time on a Brook backstory. What is Oda? What is this guy? Who is this guy, bro? Didn't really give Zoro too much shine on Wano, and I mean, sure, I guess he scarred Kaido or whatever, but like, who is this guy? Didn't give Zoro his justice in Wano. Didn't give Frankie his justice in Egghead. What, he's gonna give Brook his justice on Elbaf and just sideline Usopp? Oh man, I've been, you guys, you know, I've been saying this for so long. If somehow, some way Usopp takes a back seat this arc, it's over, bro. I don't care what kind of copium you buy this time. If Usopp takes a back seat in the Elbaf arc, it is over. It is so over. Hey, but if he doesn't, then we're so back. No, because actually, where is Luffy? No way they're still helping Loki recover. Dude, Luffy is just, he's a goofball, man. He shows up when he shows up. He leaves when he leaves, man. Brook, when he first saw Gunko, that woman. No, it couldn't be. Yeah, that probably is his reaction. Emu is a certified gamer. He just remotely uses Gunko whenever he wants. Emu, what's good, Salzo? Welcome back, brother. Emu wonders it takes too long. Albaf time theory revived. Salzo, actually, I remember when we had that theory, bro. That was a while ago. Hey, Salzo, welcome back to the chat, but thank you for bringing that back up. I forgot about that theory. You guys remember that? I actually brought up the progenitor to that the other day. Remember, guys, the other day, I think maybe it wasn't last stream, maybe it was the one before last stream, the second to last stream. Do you guys remember how I brought up during the Elbaf arc, there was like that scene towards the end of the chapter, and like there was like that navigator, like that the guy who wrote in a journal, and towards the end of the Elbaf chapter, they said something like, and legend says visitors on Elbaf shouldn't be here too long. And you guys remember how there was all types of speculations and theories as to why? Then, of course, we forgot that ever happened, as we expected. But we forgot about that, right? One of the theories we made in regards to why Oda presented that, like not spending too much time on Elbaf, was that time travels. Is the proper wording that time moves slowly on Elbaf? Or maybe time moves fast on Elbaf? Because time moves fast on Elbaf and it moves regular outside of Elbaf. So, no, my brain can't compute this. What would make it so that a lot of time has passed? Maybe time moves slow on Elbaf? And then that's why Emu's saying it takes too long? What's good, Raphael? Yo, bro, no cap. You got mad skinny. I remember your old videos. Appreciate it, bro. we still gotta cut back a little bit, you know, but I appreciate it. It reminds me so much of Interstellar. Yeah, that movie was great. I need to rewatch it because my memory on it is hazy, but I do remember loving that movie. I thought it was awesome. I wonder if the little girl that was about to jump actually fell and is on her way down to the underworld. I hope not. She'd probably die. Oh, you know what? You actually just made me think for a second. Who said that? Vincent. Earlier I was asking, like, if Scopper falls off the tree because he was thrown off and stabbed by Gunko, what happens to Scopper? Who's gonna catch him? What's gonna, like, where's he gonna land? You just made me realize that Scopper will probably fall off the tree and he's gonna land where Luffy, Zoro, and Loki are. Maybe Luffy's gonna be in the middle of a conversation with Loki. Scopper comes crashing down, crushes Loki, and Loki's like, what the hell? And then Luffy sees Scopper and he's like, oh, yo, what happened? Why are you stabbed? Why are you dying? And then he like runs up there maybe with Loki. Luffy, Zoro, Loki run up to the tree, hurry up towards the tree to go fight off the Holy Knights. Did you see that Gabon used Future Sight? Yeah. I thought that was a pretty cool detail. I still think there's a time thing. Maybe why Yasop is scared to talk to Usopp because he was gone too long and his wife was dead by the time she got out. The kids aged slow. Wow, Raymond, that's actually really creative. I like that. I like that, Raymond. Still a deadbeat, though. And Shanks was shocked to see Luffy with a bounty because last time he saw him, he was a kid. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I definitely see what you're cooking, Raymond. I definitely see, but I don't know. I feel like it's kind of, it's a little too much in the air for me, Black hole time. Yeah, I wonder if Blackbeard's able to abuse, the mechanics of time or maybe even time travel with his black hole powers. That's actually really interesting. Shout out to Blackbeard Pirate. All right, guys. If you guys have any final comments, questions, or concerns, now would be a great time to ask, guys. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. We're probably going to wrap it up here in a few minutes, chat. Thank you all for being here, chat. God bless each and every one of you. These spoilers are actually amazing. They are awesome. I can't wait to see the long summary. Of course, guys, let's cross our fingers and hope that the long summary arrives on time and we're able to react to the long summary as soon as it releases. Because as you guys know, my time zone now is far different from United States time zones. So let's cross our fingers. Let's hope it drops at a good time and we'll go live with the long summary spoilers. And of course, chat, hope that the chapter drops on time so we could react to the chapter as soon as it drops. All right, guys? Do you think we're going to see Dragon in action? I want to say yes, but I keep getting bit in the butt when I say yes. So I just tune in. What's the spoiler? Oh, man, you got to check my Discord server, bro. Do ! Discord. Actually, there's a link in chat right here. Some Stream Elements posted a link to my server. Join my server and then look in the channel called New Spoilers. Viswa, shout out to you, brother. God bless Viswa. The human fruit mythical type model Kronos. Who would have it? That's the question. Why is Emu not just killing off Luffy because he holds the biggest threat for Emu right now? Yeah, there has to be a reason, right? Oda has to have a legitimate reason for that. That seems like something very like obvious, right? Like why doesn't Emu just kill Shanks? Why doesn't Emu just kill Dragon? Why doesn't Emu just kill Luffy? There has to be a logical reason for that. Now I don't know if we necessarily have that reason right now, or if Oda needs some more time before he could present that reason. All right, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. All right, so as we said, guys, we will be doing a long summary stream on the spoilers, long summary spoiler stream, assuming they drop on time, as well as a chapter reaction stream. And great news, guys, no break next week. Bow, 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 bow. No break next week, so we will be having content. All right, guys. God bless each and every one of you guys. We're gonna head out of the stream with a Hail Mary. All right. And the intentions behind this Hail Mary is for your guys's happiness, health, and protection, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that. Leave on a beautiful good note. Send our prayer to Blessed Theotokos, our Blessed Ever Virgin Mary, that she may intercede for her children. And we'll head out, guys, all right? All right? Oh, blessed Theotokos, oh, blessed ever Virgin Mary, oh, how we love you and praise you as the Mother of God. Our intentions for this prayer is for the happiness, health, and strength and guidance, the peace and wisdom, and so much more of myself, my family, my friends, and my beautiful supporters in the chat. Please take our prayers and present it before our same Lord Christ Jesus, and please pray for us as well. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Have a nice morning, day, or night, chat. Peace.